I was walking down the road the other day when I hear a little youth man say, him say, you know see me situation, me don't have no accommodation, me have to sign on at the station.
Linton Kwesi Johnson is a Jamaican-born British-based dub poet and activist who first invented the term dub poet. His first album was released in 1978 under the name Poet and the Roots, and he has had, I think, 17 more since, which have been released under his own name. Hi, my name's Dan. Nice to see you again, although, of course, I can't see you, but you can see me. So this was Linton Kwesi Johnson's second album, and the first one to come out under his own name. So it comes after Dread, Blood and Beat, which was credited to Poet and the Roots. And that album's already been reviewed in this list, actually, not that long ago. So, yeah, if you're interested, go look that up. I think this is the first time I've heard this album. I'm pretty sure it is for this review. I would describe this as dub poetry, then, therefore, and it's basically as dub music with spoken poetry over it. So let's have a quick dive into what I mean by dub music. Some people watching this will know exactly what it is. Some people might be like me, a little bit mystified by this world until I, dove into it more a few years ago. So Jamaican popular music has gone through all sorts of transitions, but it started, this kind of stream started with ska back in the, I believe, early 60s. And that was quite a fast music that used an offbeat emphasis. Chat, 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 and that chat is the scat, scat, scat. Then over a few years that slowed down and became a thing called rocksteady, which is probably the least known of the family of reggae styles here. That then slowed down again, and we're getting into the late 60s and into the early 70s here to become reggae. And then through the 70s, that was then not so much slowed down as emptied out and made quite spacious to become dub, which often was used as backing for other things to be done on top. Okay, so this is that dub style music, which is kind of slowish reggae with particular instrumental effects and studio effects. It's not completely empty. There's bass and drums, but there's other things in here. There's bits of keyboard, bits of guitar, and bits of brass in here. There's also some trombone, and I want to pick that out particularly because the trombone on this album is played by my favourite trombone player. I don't know how many people have a favourite trombone player, but I do. And unfortunately, he's not with us anymore. His name is Rico Rodriguez. And I have seen him live several times because he was in Jules Holland's Rhythm and Blues Orchestra in later years. And an amazing character he was too. Anyway, moving on. So above the dub music, there's then poems that are about, basically about black urban life in London. They're social commentary and political. The stuff about police brutality and about fascism in here is not necessarily pacifist. There's one track in particular that's quite kind of violent in intent, although possibly with the targets of violence that he's talking about, a lot of people would feel sympathetic towards this. Sorry, I'm not laughing, I'm coughing. But there's also long stretches of instrumental music too in here to enjoy in between the poetry. So it's quite cleverly done. It's nicely written. He's, I think, rightly well thought of as a poet. He's very good at evoking particular ideas or particular kind of atmospheres through what he says. It's occasionally for for taste these days, it might be thought to be a bit on the nose, but I think for the late 70s, this was strong stuff. It's musically nice. I do enjoy a nice bit of dub. It's got something to say. So, yeah, I like this album. It's a good album. So that's what I think. As always, I want to invite you to come and join the conversation and tell us what you think. So please talk to us through the comments box. That's it from me for now.
This is the age of reality, but somehow we are deal with mythology. This is the age of science and technology, but somehow we are check free antiquity. But when we can't face reality, we let go with clarity. In some latch on